What's happening, everybody? I tried to put a little extra stank on that one for you, cause I don't know how I'm gonna sound. I'm in a different room. We're trying something. We're trying something new today. Trying something different. It's probably way worse, but whoa. Whoa, fuck! You guys know I love this. You guys know I love this. I can't keep that. I can't keep that. I got shock in this one. Oh, you guys know I loved that, right? You guys know it. I can hear you being like, Josh. I was like, I really want to keep this. Let's go ahead and go. I mean, I can shock whenever I want to shock. What am I going to shock? He's black. What am I going to shock? Turn 2. Nothing. I might mana fix to get blue number 2, which is always wrong, actually, because I probably need white. Hey, what the fuck, game? What's going on there? Luckily, I mean, we have all this mana fixing. We have all these shenanigans, you know? I mean, we can do things. At his instep, we can go ahead and just grab up on our second blue to get that dissolve. See, my concern is that usually, since blue is the predominant thing here, usually we want to get not that. What the fuck are you doing, bro? A little bit of confusion, I understand. It sometimes happens, but I will grab that blue just so that I have my counters on lock. And there's another white right off the top. And we're in business because we just locked down inspiration, so we've won this one. No, that's getting a little ahead of ourselves. But as long as we can keep up with that card draw and everything, we should be good to go. This guy's passing turn. I mightily appreciate that because I would very much like to get this inspiration off without having to dissolve anything. We're in good shape. I mean, we've got shock, we've got dissolve, we've got another mana out there. Once I get to play obelisk, I'm going to be a lot happier. So, I mean, this is amazing. I don't know what this guy has. He's obviously trying to play around our counters. That's going to allow me to draw some cards. And I don't know if you guys like this, but I'm a pretty big fan of drawing cards. It's one of my favorite pastimes. Okay, so if I play this, can I do both these? You bet your sweet bippy I can. Which is another fantastic use of my time. You do not have counter spells. This man or woman may not have the expansion cards. Which sounds insane to me since we're so far removed from that. But they seem to be... I'm just going to cantrip with the Think Twice. I'm not even going to draw the 2 cards, because then I have to shock him all main phase. I don't want to have to use my shock just not to lose it. You gotta use it or you lose it, man. That's a 1/1, so I don't give 2 shits about that. Bleep, bleep, bleep. Then just let him draw a card. I can draw cards too, buddy. But I also don't need to think twice in my hands. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of that. It's gonna give us a new card. You guys see what I'm saying here. I don't want to, he's confusing me with these pissy pauses here. I don't want to have too many cards because I don't want to have to ditch them. Now I've got the 2 shocks, which is nice. 7 mana. That puts me on Sphinx Bone Wand, which I could just play. This guy could have, Crunch and Munch, whatever the hell that is, that fucks up artifacts. I think that's a card. I think that Crunch and Munch, that's a card, right? Put that into Gatherer. It'll come up. It exists. Let's get off my nuts. What do you got for me, man? I'm going to go ahead and pop Think Twice. Let's get some stuff going here. Oh, God. I'm a shock his nugget. I'm a shock his nugget. Got a few too many shocks. I'm going to go ahead and shock up your face. Nugget. 18. All right. Interesting. That's removal for sure. I would rather have 1 more mana for that, if it pleases the court. So I can use Obelisk right away, and then we can see if he has anything to deal with Obelisk, because then Sphinx Bone Wand comes out and wins me this. I don't want to have to use Shock. Unrequited shocking would make me pretty sad. I'm going to draw 2 cards at instep here, though. And if we fuck up and we can't counter something, it's not even really a fuck up. But if we invest our time in playing something, and not really messing around with anything else, we have the board wipe, to be super honest with you, but the Angelic Edict would be the better play. Oh, this is like a weird sacrifice deck. Oh shit, is this Dredge? What is this? What's happening? I'm confused. Dredge takes 45 turns to get going? That Dredge is going to be a bitch on me though, man. Like, Dredge is going to suck. What's he get? Pelica Worm? He could just have Pelica Worm though. I'll let that go. I'll shock this 2-2. Little 2-2 mother shucker. He's gonna get shocked up in his grill. I'm gonna take one here. I'm gonna draw 2 cards and shock the 2-2. It seems like the play for me. And then I guess Obelisk comes down this turn because I'll draw a land. What's happening? What's going on? What's popping? What's happening here? What we got? Shazak! That guy. Hey, yo! I'm gonna draw some cards too. Card Jurea. What do you got for me? Ooh, Negatify. Interesting. Bzzz. That thing's dead. It's my turn. Got some more cards. I like cards a lot. I got some counter spells, dude. I got some fucking counter spells. I'll tell you that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8. I want to be able to counter his, whatchamacallit, though, don't I? Or do I not give a shit? I don't think I give a shit. The 7/7 just gets Angelic Edict. Yeah. I'm okay with that. Could I left both? I could have left 2 blue up to try and freak him out. 2 would have been better if I had left both these up and not the shock. I see what the computer was doing, leaving me the shock open, but the double blue would have made him at least consider the fact that I had a creature counter. I'm just going to Angelic Edict the 7/7. He's going to gain 7 life, but once I get Sphinx Bone Wand going, it's not going to matter. So, and Sphinx Bone Wand will come out soon. I'm kind of thinking I might just discard a card to draw a card. But I don't know what I would get rid of, actually. Could always Traumatic Visions to get my next mana. I think I might just kill one of these. Okay. We stopped a little bit of damage. I could have done a little bit of damage to him, but like I said, I'm also thinking that he doesn't have any way to deal with the artifacts, so we are just going to go ahead and play out here. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. That's never good. What we got going on? What's happening? Okay. Did I draw something? It's my turn. I drew Think Twice. Okay. I don't have a land. I'll just Sphinx Bone Wand. We're fine. I can shock and do some other stuff. Sphinx Bone Wand will start charging up. He can't deal with it. I'll take a bunch of damage this turn, but I don't really care. We'll be fine. The Think Twice and stuff's going to start charging that wand. He can't deal with the wand. White has stuff to deal with wand. Other stuff has stuff to deal with wand. I can just counter whatever he gets here unless he can play it immediately. But like I said, I'm not too worried. Oh, interesting. I'm going to take a little bit of damage here for sure. Let it go, though. Because he's going to have to end up sacking out that Pelica Worm because I'm going to kill everybody else. His Dredge ability can direct damage me. So I have to keep that in mind. That one, the same card that we splashed for, actually can't kill me. He's not going to kill me this turn, though, because he doesn't have enough green pump. So I'm going to be able to cap off the 2/2 and the 1/1. And then he's going to end up having to sack that out. as a result of the demonic appetite at the beginning of his upkeep. So let's go ahead and get that started. Yes, please. Get rid of that, get rid of that. I go to 7, which is fine. I don't really care too much. A little bit down on, we're a little low, but I'm not too worried. I have 7 cards in the yard, I don't think. Yeah, Gravedigger. That's annoying. I can deal, though. Because I can Obelisk, and then I'll play something that lets me... Well, he doesn't. I don't even have to worry about that, do I? 7 cards in hand. I'm just going to do this right now. Yes, please. And then I'll keep all my other stuff up. Yeah, it seems fine. Let's read this card and make sure I shouldn't Angelic Edict this thing. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. Yep, there's nothing you can do for that. Your turn. Tintin is dead, and I can counter everything he plays from here on out. He's got 4 cards in hand, and I have 3 counters and a Think Twice, so we're good. The Sphinx Bone Wand will see me through here. I don't know if I don't really have to kill that in particular, though. That's not something I have to worry about, especially since I can just Obelisk it out if I really felt the need. Think Twice here is going to do some damage to him from Bone Wand. It's going to trigger it twice. 5 damage on the turn seems pretty good. I don't know what that is, but he's probably not going to land it. Enters the battlefield, exile target creature card for you gain life equal to its toughness. Let's go ahead and... Do I have enough? I want to do the dissolve. Yes, I do. Dissolve, players, that guy's face. Yes, please. Take him to 23. I'll put that on the bottom. I need ammo more than I need anything else, to be honest with you. Four cards in hand, 3 mana up. There's nothing like super terrifying that's going to be played here, but I would still really rather... I mean, that doesn't make any sense at all. I don't understand. Okay. You have to sack that. Do you have another creature? Why would you do that? Explain that to me. Real quick. Run that by me again. Pass turn. Pass a sass a turn, buddy. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, okay. Think twice. Players. That gentleman. Yes, please. Excellent. 20. That's exactly where I wanted you to be. Oh, that's a land too. Fuck. Well, that's a fantastic card. Dope McNuggets, some would say. Let's go ahead and pass, since this guy has to sack out this 4/4, and I'm just going to sit here. Let that happen. 4/4 is dead. I can Inspiration and Think Twice, I think. I can't do everything, though. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I don't like that. I'm gonna go ahead and say no. Traumatic Visions to that thing. Players, that guy. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he needs that on the field. If I'm gonna be super honest with you guys, I feel like that's not a good play for me. I get to draw a card here. It only does 1 damage. I could have shocked him out with the Obelisk, but I want to do way more damage here. You know what I mean? Like, because and it's charging my thing, and I get a card. Like, everything about that was the better play. Than just use an Obelisk to kind of take him down there. Derpy derp. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. My mana woke up, so I have all these counters on lock and removal. Pass. If you have the extra mana to go ahead and use the Obelisk, then that's the play. But we've got 1, 2, 3. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that I can do between Obelisk and Wand. If he plays something else, he loses. If he doesn't play something else, he loses. I think we're in a pretty good spot. Inspiration, me. Players, that guy. That's the damage right there. And then, you know what? We can just do the negate play. Players, that guy, and go ahead and just finish this. Yeah. We could have shocked him. We probably would have drawn something else. Or not shocked him. We could have used Obelisk to fry his nuts. But we did that a different way. That was pretty textbook. I don't know. That deck across from us seemed like really slow for, who's you, McCulloch's. Oh, hey, look, we got another guy. For Dredge. That was a slow Dredge deck, and it didn't have a lot of threats. It's kind of strange, because it also used, you know, Grave Diggers, which I do like Grave Diggers, but not that much. Should I have kept this? I don't know. Fuck you. It's great. It's fine. It'll be fine. Don't ask me questions like that, man. Get out of here. It's your craziness. Do you see all the card draw I have? I could draw all the cards right now. Is this the same dude? No, it's not. This is a gene manufacturer over here. I actually don't like this anymore. It'll be fine. It'll be fine because I have the other one. I can just use the other Think Twice instead of the flashback cost. Calm down. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, fuck. I don't like that. Not a fan. Oh, no. Think Twice. That's pretty good. I can't cast it, though, because I'm an asshole. I got a lot of Think Twices, you guys. I don't know if you know this. Hopefully it just comes in for the one. Oh, because I could have torched it if I play that other mana the last turn. Shock my face. 6 damage per turn. Okay. Alright. My turn. I want you to have less creatures, more spells. So that'd be pretty good for me. Think twice, draw a card, land. That's amazing. And this is why we're able to kind of get away with some of the jankiness of this deck, is because of the near constant card draw. I mean, even with these courier capsules are outstanding there as well, because it just gives us this constant card draw engine where we can just always cycle through our decks and get those lands and hit almost all of our land drops. And then, you know, we talked about Righteous Blow in the 60, but Righteous Blow is in here for these kind of little guys that don't matter too much. We have Shock for the stuff that it can't target, like that guy. But then, you know, like 1,000,000,000% of the enemies that we face pretty much attack in because we have an empty field. We have no creatures. I am a Righteous Blow this thing because I don't want to deal with it. Now, he could have an Undying Evil here, which would suck. But he doesn't, or he didn't feel like saving that particular guy. The sack effect of this 3/2 doesn't really matter. I just kind of want to deal with the damage because it is so much so quickly. Another land. We're going to ahead and lay that down. We can Crapsel and Think Twice, which seems to be the play here. The Think Twice in the yard we can leave be for right now. The Capsule in our hand we can leave be for right now. We can shock this 3/2. If we want. I'd feel a lot better if I had Board Wipe in my hand. Well, I'm going to take this 3 because I have a ton of damage. I wanted to deal with the 1/2 while it was advantageous to do so because that can be so much damage so quickly. So I wanted to go ahead and get that guy gone. But considering the fact that we have 2 of these out here and so much card draw, I would really rather just do this and then see if I can't draw the Exilation spell, which I just did. And then I will Think Twice, because that way I can clean up both of these guys and then keep the majority of my other removal spells out there, and that makes me pretty happy. So I can play this Capsule. I can clear his field. I've got a Kozilek, but sure don't have enough mana to play him yet. You know, I'd really rather keep Shock or Righteous Blow up. I could deal with both of these guys and wait, or I could take the 6. This guy is red, though, so I don't want to take too much damage against him. And I do have the Exile in my hand that I can do, so let's go ahead and do that. And then Anger the Gods to tidy up, because I can exile with the Angelic Edict. So we will go ahead and get rid of both these guys. If he used an Undying Evil here, we'd actually be pretty happy because of creature dealt. Now the Cloud Shift doesn't do anything either. I'm not exactly sure what he's doing because it doesn't target. This person might not know too much about how that interaction works. What happened there is that Anger of the Gods does not target, so it flashed out and flashed back in right into that hailstorm of death. So the fire wave was coming at him. He came right back into it and died. Anger of the Gods. He might not have anything else to play, though, so it was just a desperate attempt. He might not have known, or he may have known and just wanted to see what would happen there if he tried it. So we have a lot of card draw. We missed our opportunity to lay a land, so I'm actually going to go ahead and give myself an opportunity to lay a land because we have enough blue. So I'm going to go ahead and burn this, not draw a land, but draw a lot of removal, which is actually pretty nice. I could shuffle my pile back up because I'm not exactly sure what I get rid of. Probably Righteous Blow because it's so conditional, and I have a pretty great board wipe in hand. I don't really want to get rid of Kozilek, even though I'm solo on mana. I'll wait until I can at least shuffle up. Now that's something that I don't want to deal with at all. We will go ahead and dissolve that. And we'll put that on the bottom because I really want some mana here. I want at least another land so I have the board wipe going. That's perfect. Exactly what I wanted to see, actually. That's 6. I'm not quite on the board wipe yet, but as I was saying, we're getting there. We have the Angelic Edict. We've got things to do. I would have hated to have to use the Banefire on that 4/4, so that cancel was excellent for us. We're going to try and draw some more cards here. Hopefully we can draw 2 by using both. I don't care about that too much unless he targets it. And if he targets it, we're in a little bit of trouble. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and let that lie until he targets it, actually. Because hopefully he can't really respond to that kind of strategy. We'll be able to stop him from doing whatever it is he wants to do. We'll start flashing all these back. Now, if we get rid of Kozilek, obviously we can get our pile shuffled back up. That's going to allow us to draw back into our card draw and some of our removal and things. I'm a little upset by how this turned out. I want to leave 1 mana open. But it's really just the better idea to leave everything up, which means we have to get rid of 2 cards. In that case, I'll get rid of the 1 board wipe and Kozilek. We can't tutor, though, which is really a shame, because Kozilek's such a strong option for us. If I got... It does shuffle up our pile, though, so... That's not what I want. That's not what I want at all. I don't like that. I have to be able to take care of this 1/1 though, and it did shuffle up our pile, which is nice. So you can Undying Evil this, and that'll make it a 2/2, which would still die, but I can take 1 damage for 16 turns, so I'm not too concerned just yet. I might as well just keep everything going. I'll go ahead and Inspiration here, though. I like having both board wipes. It just makes me feel safer, especially since we don't know exactly what this guy has in store for us. I will play this land, 4, 5, 6, 7. Have to keep my counters up. I think what we get rid of here is our targeted removal, believe it or not. Because we have small stuff that we can deal with, and we can board wipe if we need to, and we can stop stuff like this from happening. He's only have 2 mana left. My shock's still open if I do this. All Traumatic Visions, why not? 3 cards in hand. Now if he tries to play something on the 1/1, we toast it. And I want to keep these instead of the... Now if you guys remember... Now, I didn't write it down, but we are very cognizant of the fact that he has Cloud Shift. That is the reason why the spot removal left and the Planar Cleansing stayed, because this guy has Cloud Shift. And if I had a pad of paper, I would have written Cloud Shift down next to this guy's name. 2, 4, 6, 8. Now I can obelisk, but then I can't counter, which sucks. Kind of a bunch of nuts. Because then I'd have to Banefire to get rid of something. I don't know if I want to wait a turn to get this going. He's only got 3 cards in hand. I don't know. I don't like this, actually. What's it leaving me with? Yeah, it's leaving me with 2 blue up. We'll just try and front on him here. And this is why I agonized so much over keeping the counter spells that are only 2 in here, or reducing them. We came to 2, which is like kind of a cop-out compromise. See, now I'd have to really jank my way through this to get this guy. I'm going to kill this 1/1 though. Because I have to shock it and use obelisk on it, which is not really how I want to spend my life right now. 3 cards in hand. What the hell are they, though? He couldn't save his 1/1. Are they just creatures? See, now I don't want to use my board wipes, which is kind of a pain. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh dear, I don't like this at all. Cloud shift. Now we're just waiting on our planner cleansing, picking off what we can, leave that on the top. And we're just going to wait till we can Banefire him to death. So we're going to try and just really slow this down. Hopefully he doesn't have anything too big. Now he tried to save the 5/3, which is a crushing card for me because I can only let him draw cards or take 3 damage. I didn't expect him to have anything that turn. That's perfect. We get to untap. We have our counter. We have our board wipes. We're waiting to charge up Banefire. In the meantime, we're going to be dealing 3 damage to him every turn. If he plays anything that is 2 in the ass or less, we get to burn him out. But we have burned through all of his threats for right now, so we are just going to slowly chip at him until we can burn him out with Banefire. 2, 4, 6, 8. Right? Wait, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's what I thought. Does this leave me? Yeah, it does. So we're going to see if we can get that land drop. We didn't, but we got some stuff to do. Because I want to hit those land drops so I can just toast this guy as quickly as possible. Because now we're kind of in a race against the clock. Even though I do have my board wipes and stuff, I want to be able to do 3 damage to him as long as possible. The 1/1 can play. You know, if he tries to do something to it, you know, we've got Anger of the Gods, so I'm not too worried anymore about anything. We're going to toast him again very quickly. Just get that going. 3 more damage. We've almost got him within striking distance of the Banefire, which is why I kept one of them. Another land, certainly going to help. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that is 9 damage that we can do. We're just 2 turns off of doing this, so we can use the Planner Cleansing. We can do, you know, the other shenanigans if we need to. We can counter an aura with the Nullify, actually, which, you know, sometimes I forget about that. So this 1/1 is not going to be a problem for us at all. We can also cap it off with our Obelisk, but I wouldn't want to do that. I'd want to use the Righteous Blow or something to that effect before I ever did that. I'm going to take 1, go to 13, and then we're going to be able to pop this guy at his end step, and he is 1 turn closer to dying. Could go ahead and toast him. That's going to take him to 11. And we can't get there. The most we can do is 10 with the Banefire right, even if we had drawn the land. We go ahead and pass turn. Now we could Anger the Gods here, but it doesn't matter. All we have to do is instep pop him with the Obelisk and then Banefire all over his face, and that will be game. The 1/1 doesn't matter because I can Anger the Gods it, which, you know, the exile is pretty great. And one of these Anger the Gods has already been played. So thank you, Kozilek, for doing that for us. See, and if this guy was becoming an issue, I could Righteous Blow him. So having the shocks obviously is the better alternative, but having the Righteous Blow is kind of the best fit for this particular deck at that mana level. And for the smaller stuff, because hopefully we're stopping bigger stuff from happening. Now we just do this, and then I'm just going to do this for 8, because there is stuff that he could have to instant speed gain life, is there not? And hopefully this will leave me 2 blue open so I can nullify if I need to. Okay. Just in the back of my mind, I was like, how can I lose this right now to myself? But we made it through. Those are 2 matches, 2 wins. This deck is very strong. There was some chatter in the comments. I appreciate other Magic the Gathering people stopping by. I really do. And thanks for watching. It's cool that the community can get together. And, just at that particular mana level. So if you guys are looking, and if you don't want to put the Righteous Blow in there, I don't blame you at all. But in this particular deck, at that mana level, and to deal with creatures that small, Righteous Blows is a good fit, I think. And, we do have those shocks so we can deal with things that aren't going to be attacking. But of those, obviously, if you have, Token Factory, Mentor the Meek is a problem that you probably have to take care of with Shock, even though a lot of people do attack. Most people do attack since we have no creatures, and which makes Righteous Blow a little bit better. Now, if you wanted to take it out, I would have to say that you're putting in Divine Verdict instead of, and this is what we talked about in the video, you're putting in Divine Verdict instead of the 2 mana, get rid of something that's 4 or greater, because that's really what you're in trouble with is stuff of all sizes. The bigger stuff I can deal with because I generally have my extremely powerful counter suite is awake and ready to deal with anything of massive size. To that point, though, you might want to just keep a tally on a piece of paper next to you of how many of each counter you've used. Because if you get a little counter happy and you start countering some smaller stuff, you're going to run into a bit of a problem where, you're losing to big creatures because you can't counter them at the time. Sometimes that's not evident. So if you want to keep a little tally of what counters you're using, what counters you're running next to you so that you can start to internalize that, because personally, I don't need to do that anymore because I did that, the first couple years that I played Magic, you know what I mean? So it is one of those little tips that is going to help you become a better player, because eventually you won't need the piece of paper to keep track of your counters. You'll do that internally. You'll just be like, well, now I only have this many spell counters, and by that I mean, non-creature spells, because everything's technically a spell, and I have this many creature counters. Once you kind of internalize that, you're kind of out of the woods. I'm going to talk about this deck more at the end of the week. We're probably going to run it for the full week because I really do enjoy this deck. And it just kind of worked out that 60 was yesterday. I'm sorry that posted so late in the day, too. I'm not exactly sure when it posted. I set it to post on March 2nd, so I fucked up. I went and looked at that yesterday. I was like, why does this video have 0 views? That's weird. But yeah, I mean, this deck is good. The Righteous Blow in there can be phased out for, and we said this all in the 60. And I'm not trying to attack anybody, and I'm not being defensive. I'm just kind of giving you guys some reasoning so you can better be more cognizant of how you want to build this particular deck. Because again, this is just how I run it. And then that little counter trick is definitely something that you can think of. Keeping a pad of paper next to you and writing stuff down is a really great idea. Every morning I wake up and I walk to a pad of paper, I just write Cloud Shift down and underline it, and then a little sad face. And that's every single morning. I do that now, just to really shove my face in it and smell what I did. But anyway, I really appreciate you guys watching this episode. At least I knew that guy had Cloud Shift and I didn't keep the Angelic Edict. At least I was thinking ahead to that point. I don't know. Cloud Shift's my favorite card. Thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it. As you know, hopefully this one doesn't sound too bad. I don't know how it sounds with the heat going. Again, not turning the heat off, but it seems to always kick on at least once during the videos, which is probably, I should be worried about how often it's kicking on considering my electric bill. But anyway, like I said, we're in a different room because my computer actually turned itself off again after swapping out the logic board. So I am in this last desperate attempt to figure out what's wrong with it because it's not the fan. So if it's not the PSU, it's not the fan, and I already fixed the logic board, I have no idea why it would be shutting itself off unless somehow my apartment's electricity is fucked up. I tried like flipping the switch. Like, it used to be you replaced fuses, which my parents' house is like a jillion years old, so I know about that. I don't know this flippy switch bullshit. I don't really know what the fuck that does, but I flipped the switch, and I actually moved this out into my kitchen so that I can see if there's something with the power or with the cable. I'm actually using a different cable as well to plug this motherfucker in. So hopefully those two things together are going to stop that from happening, and once I pinpoint the issue, we'll be able to see if we can move back into there. So if the sound quality is dip for a little bit, maybe this week, I really do apologize, but that is just kind of a housekeeping note, trying to figure out what's going on here. I am also going to be testing out streaming again sometime this week. If you happen to catch it, I feel really sorry for you because these tests are terrible. A couple of you guys were awesome enough to help me kind of gauge the quality. We're having a lot of problem with lag and losing frames. It was stuttering like a son of a bitch when we tried running a more complicated, graphically intense game. So we're going to try that again, see what happens. But in the meantime, I want to thank you for watching this one. Thanks for sticking around for all this housekeeping bullshit I just said at the top of the episode to trap you guys into listening to it. But I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Let's do this again tomorrow.